Hey guys, so in this video, I'm gonna give updates on SMR, MRAM, LUNR, Apple, RKLB, and ONDS. But before that, quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice and I am not your financial advisor. I am Ghosty, and after navigating enough market cycles, I learned that logic and clear signals beat hype and narrative every time. On this channel, we skip the noise and we go straight into the charts, the data, and factors that build my thesis. No fluff, no filler, just the alpha. So let's get straight into it. Okay, let's start with SMR. So, as you guys know and watch my previous videos, I started doing videos on SMR when price was above this resistance, now support. And I was telling you guys, we approach our buying zone, we had a big 20% spike, and see why I preach the importance of key levels, because see where we got that rejection. So we're rejecting on the previous support, now resistance. So I think we could potentially have even way more downside. So I took some profits, and now I'm gonna be defensive because this could keep going even lower than I thought. So I marked even lower levels, even lower support, potential support levels down below. We can see on the weekly time frame that we remained oversold for a long time on the weekly, and this marked the bottom, but it took a lot of time. I mean, right now, basically, we have been oversold on my RSI for 153 days, and we could remain oversold for a long more time, coinciding with more potential downside. So if we indeed get to this level we have here on a weekly time frame, this we have a big block here. So this would mean even a 36 more potential downside. So I need to be careful on my entries, on my long positions. um, so I'm just gonna wait this out. It took some profits. We caught a good short-term bounce, um, but now I think we're gonna retest this low and potentially create even a new lows on price, which would provide amazing buying opportunities if we indeed get there. So I actually compared the SMR versus the SPX, and going on a high time frame, there's a big gap fill here. There's a big gap here on the pair. So I mean, we could potentially see more underperformance on SMR versus the SPY versus the SPX. We actually had a death cross over here on a high time frame, so we could potentially have even more underperformance until potentially um, we find our bottoming on the pair and on SMR. So I'm gonna check price and pair and update you guys. But the buying momentum it's already gone for now, so I would just wait on this one to see if we indeed I see bottoming patterns here potentially, and we bounce from here, or if we're gonna potentially even go lower. So now moving to MRAM. So on MRAM, we got the bounce. You guys saw my previous videos. I was really talking about this bounce. And with this one, I mean, we could go lower. I mean, like SMR did, but maybe this one could provide some um, buying opportunities. If we get here, we could get a small intraday bounce. So I'm gonna watch how price reacts once we get to this key Fibonacci zone for a quick day trade bounce. because this stock is really volatile. Like you could get a juicy 6% on one single day basically. So if we did go lower and we test this gap over here and this zone over here, I'll be a buyer for waiting for another bounce besides the one we already got here. Yeah, so with LUNR, this one was the weakest of all the three bounces we have in terms of percentage bounce, and see that this one is retesting already the previous low. So this one's weaker than SMR and MRAM because of that. So I'm expecting lower here, and once price gets here and fill this gap, I'm gonna start seeing more data once we get more information. But potentially I'm gonna start accumulating to get a stronger bounce than this bounce and then this bounce. That's what eventually I will be looking for. Okay, so let's go to Apple now. So as you guys know, I called a beautiful short here. We actually had the retrace over here, so that was a really good short entry that I gave you guys. And now we're gonna retest this zone. So I'm gonna see if we potentially like create a double top here, right? But I mean, from the price action and everything that I'm seeing, and this overbought our RSI, I think we could potentially even get more bullish continuation to the upside and break this recent high we made, because now this trend lines are getting weaker, so we could have more bullish momentum on Apple. Yeah, so on RKLB, if you watch my previous video, I thought we were gonna go up here, test this resistance, and we kind of did actually. We got the bounce that I thought we were gonna have, but it was shorter bounce. So this is looking very weak, guys. Like I told you guys, if you watch my previous video, like probably we're gonna bounce here, reject, and eventually roll over to this key zone at around 54 dollars. But because we're now breaking this trend line that I have over here, we're likely gonna test this area. So I mean, you could wait. I'm not gonna tell you to short right now, but I'm gonna wait to get here because this would provide a strong reaction to the upside. So we could get a good potential 15% bounce once we get over here, which would be from current price would be like a 14% drop. And see all of this support we have here, so that could provide a good day trade or swing trade opportunity on RKLB. Yeah, and just to finish with ONDS, so I'm gonna actually do a new chart on this one, because this key trend line that I was talking about, and this was the first level, this was the second level, this was the third level that I was telling you guys when we were like around here, and we actually target our second support, and we had an amazing bounce. So congrats to anybody who bought this one. We got a 30% spike basically in 30 days, in 5 days. So I'm gonna do a new chart on this one, so you see. I'm gonna do this all over again. So this is a key demand that I have here that we could potentially even get with time over there. I know a lot of people are mega bullish on ONDS, but this stock has had a significant run last year. So we had basically a 18, almost 20x from the lows. So here we try to make basically a death cross on the EMAs on the daily, but it still hasn't crossed, and I don't pay too much attention on this bearish or bull cross on the daily chart, on the daily time frame, sorry. I normally look more at higher time frames. So right now I wouldn't buy, like I wouldn't buy or I wouldn't short. Like for me right now it's like in the middle, we're in the middle. We could easily like go back or go up. So what I want to look for, it's gonna mark, like I'm gonna use the chart, I'm gonna use my fips, my tools, and establish new demand and supply zones, right? So this would be a massive supply zone if price um, gets there, right? So let's see what else we have. So see the volume gap profile. See, by coincidence, we had the point of control and these big volume bars over here. So I don't know if we're gonna get there. I'm not here to predict. I'm here to react to high probability levels. So if in fact we actually get here, I'll start short positions because I think I see further downside because the point of control and this big, big, big structure we have here um, in terms of price structure. So we're oversold on the RSI, so that could provide some um, bullish momentum on the short term. But I don't know. I mean, I I'm not sure on this one. I think this was just a relief rally. We could potentially even go a little bit higher, but I think we eventually will tag this $5, 4.5 key zone I have here. And if I go to a big time frames on the RSI, I mean, we could go much lower on this. I mean, I don't want to short now because I was short way higher, but I mean, we still can fall a lot more and get to 2023 levels, 2020, I mean 2024 levels on the RSI. So let me see, let's compare ONDS. Yeah, so let's see what can I get here. So yeah, so on comparing ONDS versus the SPX, we could potentially see a death cross here, right? We could potentially cross. Last time we crossed, well, actually, we'd never crossed before, so this would be potentially the first cross besides this bullish cross we had here, but we already had the upside. So because we're potentially having this second cross, which would be a death cross, this could coincide, like on a high time frame we had a bullish move, but now we're having like a bearish move. So I want to see if we short term we have a bullish move, but on a high time frame we're still on a bearish, starting like a bearish move to the downside. So I wouldn't touch it right now. I would just wait. I would wait to see is if ONDS in terms of price. Actually, let's draw. So this is another important zone over here. Let's take this away. Sorry, Landy. Okay. Let's take this one. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we have massive resistance overhead. So we have basically all of these reactions, all of these reactions here, and all of these reactions, which I don't know if we're gonna get there. So what I would do is I would wait and see how we rejected here. So I wanna see if we're gonna go higher, right? And the higher we go on here, I'll probably start short positions, but I want to get more information because after a 50% spike, see, like probably like this is the mindset that I use. Like after a big spike, and we face all of this, basically we have a big wall over here. Like I would at least minimum expect a short-term pullback, even if we're gonna go higher. Like I expect a rejection out of all of this massive area, so I'm gonna wait on that to see if I'll reshort ONDS. And something to end the video. So I have I'm using AI in order to get fundamentals on the companies that I use technical analysis on, so I can get even more probability just besides charts and sentiment. So, but I won't go in detail on this, but basically the prompt that I have right now provides me potential valuation. So told me $15 to $16 overvalued, right? We go back to the chart. Like when I was seeing this price action, see, it's almost 14, almost $15. So we were overvalued here. So I look at the valuation metrics that my AI helps me with, and then I combine with the technical analysis. So we could potentially go to massive discount, $4 to $5. So that would coincide with the level I was showing you guys. And all of this takes time. So this is not gonna happen overnight, but the 4.55 dollar, this area, we could potentially have our spike and then eventually roll over here. So just something to keep an eye on in case you're bullish on ONDS. So I hope you liked the video, and please share, comment, and subscribe to my X and YouTube channel.